2 days after that, I get a call from Rock Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement. So I'm like, oh, okay, I don't understand what the issue of me telling my fans, like, yo, look, it's not that serious of a deal. I went to jail for whatever. It's like, I didn't get for that 2 days why that was an issue.
You don't have to believe in conspiracies to see the pattern. When evidence was about to come to light, Tory was nearly killed.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Script, and a few weeks ago, I made a video on the Tory Lanez situation and whether or not going independent is what put him in the predicament he's in. I suggest you check it out because this one's going to be more of an update regarding the recent news. As you've likely heard by now, Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times on Monday. Reading from TMZ, a rep for the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation confirms to TMZ Tory Lanez was attacked by another prisoner in a housing unit at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi around 7:20 this morning. Prison staff dashed to the scene and began administering first aid to Tory after calling 911. Tory was then rushed to the hospital off prison grounds to receive more treatment. The CDCR spokesperson did not disclose Tory's current condition. However, Tory's team took to Instagram to share the following. Tory was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own. Despite being in pain, he is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. Now, many pages have posted a clip of him being placed on a stretcher and transported by a helicopter to urgent care at Bakersfield Hospital, according to Fox News. This comes just around the time his legal team planned to announce a massive development in the case.
After over 2 years in prison without incident, Tory was stabbed 14 times just days after a major national news outlet reached out to Megan Pete's team, Kelsey Harris, and former DA George Gascon about a story on new evidence in this case. You don't have to believe in conspiracies to see the pattern. When evidence was about to come to light, Tory was nearly killed.
Now, listening to what that woman just said, it sounds quite clear that Tory Lanez is likely being silenced. Reading from TMZ again, several constituents for Unite the People addressed the media on Wednesday in downtown LA, and the organization's lead legal consultant, Walter Roberts, claims a bodyguard by the name of Bradley James overheard Kelsey admitting to actually firing the gun that shot Meg. James allegedly heard Kelsey say she fired the gun 3 times, in which Tory grabbed her arm and knocked it down, causing the weapon to fire 2 more times. A neutral witness, Sean Kelly, testified during the trial that he, quote, saw 2 women fighting before being broken up, which aligns with Tory's newly submitted evidence. Gianni Caldwell, a contributor for the New York Post, blamed former LA County DA George Gascon for railroading Tory during trial and improperly using gun enhancement charges to paint Tory as a menace. He says when the Post reached out to Gascon, Kelsey, and Megan for a comment on the bodyguard's claims, only Megan's team responded, requesting additional information. Days later, Tory was stabbed in prison by a fellow inmate, and they're not calling the attack a coincidence, they're screaming conspiracy. Well, we're all about conspiracies on this channel here, and for a while, rumors have floated around that Rock Nation is trying to tank Tory's career, this even coming from Tory himself. Again, I recommend you watch my recent video for more on that, but I want to touch on an angle I didn't explore as much throughout that video, being the connection to Desiree Perez, the CEO of Jay-Z's Rock Nation. Some people might not know this, but Jay-Z's current CEO was involved in some pretty shady stuff back in the 90s. In 1994, Desiree Perez was involved in a conspiracy to distribute narcotics. And in 1998, she was charged with grand larceny and firearm possession. In 2021, Donald Trump included her amongst his list of pardons that year, likely with the help of Jay-Z's massive influence. Desiree Perez is married to Juan Perez, who is in charge of Roc Nation's sports division. So they got a lot of skin in the game when it comes to Roc Nation, and well, many are throwing around this notion that Desiree Perez had something to do with getting Santino Casio to do the deed on Tory. Now this is all alleged, and I'm not saying this is or isn't the case, time will tell. When it comes to Miss Perez, a lot of people have already had a bad taste in their mouth, claiming she's a high-level snitch because of her past ties to the underworld. According to this article, it states, this well-known figure is Desiree Perez. Prior to entering the music industry, Perez was involved in the drug game. In 1994, she was arrested in Miami for possession of 35 keys of Griselda Blanco's cocaine, but in exchange for an offer of 0 years in prison, the Roc Nation CEO agreed to wear a wire and became a federal informant for the Drugs Enforcement Agency. Perez helped the DEA lock up copious amounts of Hispanic Americans involved in the drug wars and turned on low-level associates of Griselda Blanco, Fabio Ochoa, and even Pablo Escobar. Working with the police is obviously highly frowned upon in the hip-hop culture, with tracks like yada yada, you guys get the point there. So now that you have some more context, let's do a quick decode to connect a few more dots. Notice Tory Lanez and Stabbed match in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. For those new, zeros are null, so 107 translates to 17. 17 is a critical number as it aligns with the date numerology of the stabbing. Notice the word kill equates to 17 as well. And clearly, if you're going for someone's body 14 times, you had a goal in mind, and let's hope it doesn't come to fruition. Notice stabbed in the most basic cipher equates to 53, also aligning with the date numerology and none other than Roc Nation, the very label many believe is conspiring against Tory in pursuit to save Megan's career, aka their investment. Notice that the day Tory was stabbed also has 42 numerology, which lines up with the age of his attacker, Santino Casio, and even the word stab. Also peep the dude's tattoo. He's got that pentagram on his neck. Now to be fair, some of those Latino gangbangers really do be on that death cult type shit, so it's not really out of the ordinary. But still, it fits too well when it comes to the kind of symbolism you see in the news. But what I found the most interesting, at least for now, is that most sources are reporting that Tory was shot at 7:20 a.m. Remember, zeros are null, so this leaves us with the number 72. And notice Desiree Perez's name in the most pure cipher equates to 72. I mean, things are looking real spooky according to the numbers. But I don't know, you guys gotta tell me what you think. Is Tory being silenced by the label for cracking the industry, as he famously said?
What's going on? Y'all don't understand I just cracked the fucking industry? Y'all don't understand I just cracked this shit?
And going against the grain, even suggesting that he wouldn't sell his soul?
The reason why I went independent, because y'all niggas ain't getting me with none of that. I'm not selling my soul. I'm not doing none of that weird shit, the rituals and all that shit y'all niggas got going on. Fuck out of here.
Is Megan going to face any repercussions if it turns out she was lying from the jump? Is Tory going to make it out alive to even experience freedom? Man, I'm not gonna lie, this is a wild case and I'll do my best to keep up. And hopefully, all is well with Tory. If y'all like this video, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it. I'm trying to get to 30K by the end of this year, so I'd really appreciate it. Share your comments down below. Don't forget to share the video. It's been your boy Script, and I'm out of here. Peace.